To be a real man, you need to know how to suppress your emotions. If you're watching this, it means you're not a real man yet. So listen up. Nothing handicaps your journey into manhood more than feminine emotions. And the feminine emotions happen to be all of them. Scientifically speaking, emotions are the same thing as estrogen. So having them makes you a woman. The one exception is the emotion of happiness, because it has the word penis in it. So that's the only emotion acceptable for men to feel. So what can you do when your manhood is threatened with emotions? Answer: take matters into your own hands and suppress them. Here's 3 easy ways to do that. Emotional suppression technique number 1. Acquire an avoidant personality disorder. The beauty of an avoidant personality disorder is that your inner wisdom helps you avoid people and situations that could trigger emotions and their non-binary stepsister feelings. This personality dysfunction is a sign of strength that functions to make you stronger. Now, conflict with your spouse, or potentially any interaction with her, threatens to generate feminine feelings like sadness, anger, or I think that's all of them. But your avoidant personality disorder helps you avoid your wife at just the right time, which is most of the time, so you can avoid feeling emotions. But JP, there's just one problem. What if my childhood wasn't traumatic enough to bless me with the talent of this personality disorder? Well, that's like having a childhood where you didn't even learn to walk. But there's hope for you, because with enough determination, you can learn this disorder. Here's how. Anytime your wife has that look in her eyes like she just wants to talk, immediately walk out of the room. But if she follows you, then walk into the garage and start fixing shit. And if you don't have anything to fix, then start breaking shit so that you have shit to fix. But if your wife follows you into the garage, then leave the house for between 2 and 37 hours. Then come back when she's in bed. But if she somehow catches you anyway and says, "We need to talk," that means you didn't get out early enough and you'll need to fake a heart attack. Alternatively, you can have a real heart attack. Emotional suppression technique number 2. Hold your breath. Now, if you feel a surge of emotion coming on, the last thing you want to do is let it out. Because that'd be like being in the middle of a restaurant and you feel a big poop coming on and you just let it out. That's bad manners. So what do? Hold your breath. Here's how to do that. Holding your breath is basically contracting the anal sphincter of your emotions. God wouldn't have given you one if you weren't meant to use it. When the emotional surge hits your contracted emotional sphincter of you holding your breath, it'll go back down to where it's supposed to be, deep inside of you, trapped forever. But what if you're holding your breath and the emotion still wants to come out? Answer: keep holding your breath, because eventually you'll pass out. Then when you wake up, the concussion you receive from hitting your head on the way down will be sufficient enough to render you temporarily, if not permanently, incapable of expressing emotions. The only downside to this technique is you may require ongoing medical assistance, but that means just having a sexy nurse around you all day, so it's actually all upside. Emotional suppression technique number 3. Stay in your head. Let's just say your wife is starving for emotional connection, because she probably is, and she's desperately wanting emotions out of you so she can selfishly feel safe, protected, and loved. What do? Answer: stay in your head. The more emotional she is, the more logical you need to be. Seek to rationally explain away everything she's rambling about in as much intellectual detail as possible. This means when she's explaining her feelings to you, logically enlighten her about why she shouldn't be feeling that way. Take a look at the process in action. You shouldn't be feeling that way. Discounting her emotions is like putting an electrical fence up around your yard to keep your dog inside. The only difference is it's not your dog, it's your wife, and you're trying to keep her out. Now, faking emotions is helpful when your wife wants empathy. Empathy is basically when a wounded animal wants you to limp with it, and you do that by pretending to feel the same emotion that she's feeling. And let's face it, because she's a woman, she's probably feeling sadness. Here's how to do that in 3 easy steps. Write the name of the emotion on your hand as a reminder. Step 2, in the heat of the conversation, check your hand. Step 3, pretend to feel sad with her. And now you're limping with her because that's how you do empathy. Just like the age-old wisdom has it, if there's one thing better than boobs, it's fake boobs. And it's no different with emotions. The faker, the better. Frequently asked questions. Question: JP, what happens if I cry during a movie? Answer: go immediately to your doctor and get your penis x-rayed, because what they'll find is it's actually a giant clit and you should be ashamed of yourself. Question: my therapist says it's bad for me to suppress my emotions and I should work on expressing them more. Answer: if you're seeing a therapist, it means you're not a real man, you're actually a woman. So congratulations, you just had your gender reveal party. In conclusion, just like the well-formed calluses on your man hands, these tried and true emotional suppression techniques will help your entire being be just as thick, tough, and full of dead skin, which is a win for you and probably nobody else. Tune in next time as we continue our journey into real manhood with a lesson on how to work out like a real man. It won't be what you think. But until then, stay hard and stay disconnected.
What's up, my friend? Me and this baby goat would like to invite you to join me on my email newsletter list. It helps ensure you and I stay connected in the face of growing censorship and people being deplatformed. You can join my newsletter at awakenwithjp.com or hit the link in the description, and let's enjoy staying connected. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Bon Charge, the makers of my favorite evidence-based blue light blocking glasses. The most important part of my evening routine is going to sleep. But the second most important part of my evening routine is what I do so I can get great sleep, so I can wake up the next day full of energy, rejuvenated, with a great mental outlook. And Bon Charge is the most essential part of that. Let me change the mood once again. In the evening, I put on my favorite pair of Bon Charge blue light blocking glasses, which happens to be the Maverick frame, and that ensures that I'm protected from blue light so that I can ultimately go to sleep and get better sleep, which pays dividends in the next day. Because what the blue light industrial complex doesn't want you to know is the blue light in your home at night coming from screens, computers, phones, indoor lighting, that actually disrupts your rhythms. It tells your body, hey, it's daytime. But that's a problem when it's nighttime and your hormonal system should be winding down accordingly. And that will stay a problem unless you do something about it. And Bon Charge helps you do something about it. The biggest difference I notice with the blue light blocking glasses is I can go to sleep faster and I wake up on the same amount of sleep, but more rejuvenated. I'm a big fan of feeling and functioning my best, and Bon Charge helps me do it. And aside from the blue light blocking glasses, Bon Charge also makes sunglasses to help you with all your needs. If you want to start improving your sleep instantly so you can have better energy, then just go to boncharge.com/JP and grab yourself a pair. And while you're there, please use the discount code JP to get 15% off. Thank you, Bon Charge.